All right, we're just 1 week left until the midterm elections, and
Yep.
with time winding down, what can candidates do to get the most votes? Chief political reporter Susan Raff, of course, is here to break down the biggest races. So yesterday,
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Bob he got the endorsement
Stefanowski from
Of the
Stefanowski
Hartford Police.
got
Well,
the
you know,
from
there
Hartford
are,
Police. What does that mean?
what does that mean? So, you know, I mean, obviously the economy is a big issue, reproductive rights, but, you know, Republicans are focusing on crime
Yep.
in this election. And we did see a spike in crime during the pandemic, but the numbers show that overall crime is down. But the big issue with crime that Republicans and mainly Bob Stefanowski are trying to focus on is that the police reform bill, which passed earlier this year,
Right.
which limits qualified immunity, right? So that's a police officer, what we
Right.
saw with George Floyd and other cases, that would hold officers accountable for their actions. But it has to be willful, wanton. It's not just any action. And there is a perception out there from some law enforcement that they feel that this is a lack of trust, that they personally could be liable for things. But to keep it into perspective, we've been seeing a decline in our law enforcement, not just here in Connecticut,
But all across.
Right.
but all over the country.
Right.
And law enforcement will also tell you that one of the reasons why police or people don't want to be police officers is because of the dangerous nature of the job now, with all the guns on the street, assault rifles, what we saw in Bristol, for example, ghost guns.
Right.
So
Yep.
it's a much more dangerous environment now. So that's contributing as well.
And that's another topic that I think we're hearing a lot more of is gun control, which we've talked about previously, and that's something that the candidates have been talking a lot about.
Right, and I think that, you know, on a national level, there are some who would like to bring back the assault weapons ban. I mean, yes, Connecticut does have some of the strictest, toughest gun laws in the country, but you can still own an AR-15 and an assault weapon if you had it before the ban went into effect 10 years ago,
Right.
roughly after Sandy Hook, but you have to register it. Bob Stefanowski, I asked him earlier this week if he would support an assault weapons ban, and he wasn't exactly clear on that. So, you know, that's an issue. I mean, look at the two Bristol police officers were killed by someone standing on a front lawn wearing tactical gear and an AR-15, waiting for those police
Waiting
officers.
for the police officers.
It's a very complicated story.
Tonight is the debate between Lamont and Stefanowski. What do you think we can expect?
I think you're going to see some more mudslinging. I think we're getting into a very kind of ugly phase now, right?
that's
I
too
mean,
bad.
the ads and the ads.
With a
I mean,
week out. Yep.
yeah, a week out from today. I think they're going to definitely, Stefanowski's going to hammer away on, you know, the lack of trust with police officers. I think that Ned Lamont is going to talk about how he passed tax cuts. I think Stefanowski would like to see more, but, you know, you might see some interesting things said, you know, in these final hours, because this is where certainly challengers like Bob Stefanowski want to, you know, stick it to the incumbent. Sure.
Exactly.
And then we were talking about this morning. Today's the last day to register ahead of the election, but there are still ways that people can make sure that they can vote, right?
Right, and you can go to on our website, WFSB.com, and also our app. There are many ways that you can do that.
Okay. Now, you didn't answer the question. What is your favorite Halloween candy?
All right, so I'm gonna make you remember something. You know what my favorite Halloween candy is?
I know.
Trick-or-treating for UNICEF.
Oh.
So you remember that.
I do remember that.
What is my favorite? I'm not a big candy eater.
You don't, okay.
I'm sorry.
Not if you had to eat a candy.
But I've reformed, right? I'm not serving
Health
organic,
food.
natural candy.
Susan, I almost gave out Quest bars last night. I was running out. Thank you, Susan Raff, our chief political reporter. We appreciate that.
All right.
And Susan will be one of the moderators, along with our partners at CT Insider, for the U.S. Senate debate live on Channel 3 Wednesday night. Senator Richard Blumenthal and Republican challenger Leora Levy square off ahead of the election.
Yep, that's tomorrow, 7 p.m. live right here on Channel 3 and WFSB Plus. That's our streaming platform.
All right.